Hello guys. Hmm. Hello guys. This is Kingsley from Ielts. From our previous video, if you remember, we talked about the basic techniques used in handling the true false not giving. Today, we'll be dealing with a question like applying those techniques on this real IELTS question. Now, the question we'll be talking about or we'll be working on today is haunting perfume in Madagascar. This is a real IELTS academic question. Please just follow us or subscribe to this channel if you have not subscribed to it, because we'll be doing a lot of practice on true false not giving. And also click on the notification bell if so that you'll be able to receive new upload. You will get the notification instantly. So let's dive into this question. So as you can see this question, I told us in the last video that you must not read everything. You see the way the passage is lengthy. So reading everything will get you confused the more. You don't need to read everything. All you need to do is just for you to pay attention to your keyword, get the sentence out. That is where you have what? Business on. Okay, now let's dive into the question. Now we know that the whole paragraph is talking about hunting perfume in Madagascar. That one is kind of clear to us. So let's check the questions now. Now the instruction says question 19 to 23. Do the following statements agree with the information given in paragraph 2? Sorry, this one's supposed to be in paragraph, in reading passage. So, the instructions say true if the statement is true, false if the statement is false, not given if the information is not given in the passage. Now let's take a look at the question. If you remember the last video I uploaded, I told us that we have what we call the scanning keyword and we have what we call the target keyword. Now, number 19 says manufacturer can choose to use synthetic odor for the perfume nowadays. Now, if you take a look at this question, let's identify our scanning keyword. One of the scanning keyword here is manufacturer. You underline it. Synthetic color. You underline it. Then perfume. You also what? Underline it. And if you remember, I told us that this scanning keyword, IELTS will not set question on it. Rather, they will set question on target keyword. Now, what is the target keyword here? The target keyword is what? Can choose to. Can choose to use. Can choose to use. Can choose to use. So this is what? The target keyword, and this is where they will set their question on. Now let's take a look at the passage. I told us that we should look for those keywords line by line. So the keyword we are looking at for is what? Manufacturer, synthetic color, and perfume. This keyword must be in a particular word sentence. Although this manufacturer, they may use synonyms for manufacturer. So now let's take a look at where it is in the word passage. I told us we should scan for the word, the scanning keyword. Um, So we are scanning for it. Okay. So you need to take your time to scan for it. Okay, we can see synthetic here. So you underline it. Let's look at whether we'll see other keyword on it. Okay, we can see odor here. We underline it. Okay, we can also see perfume here. So we have found at least 3 keywords in this sentence. But what seems to be lacking is what? Manufacturer. Okay, now let's read this particular sentence. What I normally do, I do underline everything so that I will not forget. So since I've underlined this, I will go back to the question again and read. The question says, manufacturer can choose to use synthetic odor for the perfume nowadays. Then I scroll back to that place I've underlined. Chemist. Okay, chemist. These are people that produce what? Drug. They are also regarded as what? These are people that produce drug or that produce any chemical substances. They are also regarded as manufacturer. Okay. Now, chemists can create new smell from synthetic molecule and a growing number of odor on the perfume palette are artificial. Chemists can create new smell from synthetic molecules and a growing number of odor on the perfume palette are artificial. Okay, let's check the question again. The question says, manufacturer can choose to use synthetic for perfume nowadays. The answer is true. This is what? True. Why is it true? In place of manufacturer, they use what? Chemist. And if you look at it, it said can create new smell. Can create new smell means what? Can choose to use synthetic odor. Can choose to. So let's take a look at it again. It said what? Can create new smell from synthetic molecules. So these synthetic molecules now is what they refer to as what? Synthetic odor. So you can see that they both have the same meaning together. They both have what? The same meaning together. Now let's check question 20. Madagascar is choosing to be a place for hunting plants which are rare in other parts of the world. What are our keyword here? Madagascar. You underline it. Hunting plants. You underline it. Then other part of the world, you underline that. So that is our scanning keyword. Now our target keyword will be what? Rare. Can you see it now? Rare. Our target keyword is what? Rare. because this is where they will set question on. Now let's check the passage. Okay. Oh, I've seen Madagascar here. I underline it. Then what do I need to do? Okay, I've seen fragrant here. Now let's go back to the question again. The question says Madagascar is used to be a place for hunting plants, which is rare in other parts of the world. And if you look at this place, you will find out that, let's read. The island of Madagascar is an evolutionary hotspot. 80% of its plants are unique, making it an ideal source of novel fragrance. Now, if you look at this statement now, you will find out that Madagascar has 85% of these plants, and the rest, the other part of the world has 25%, has 15%. Sorry, they have what? 15%. So that 15% now is what they regard as what? Rare. The 15% now is what they regard as what? Rare. So that's why this statement is also what? True. Yeah, it's very tricky, because some students will be looking for 85%, but they don't know that rare means something that is little, something that is scarce, and 15% deplete what? Rare, while 85% deplete what? More. And if you look at where we just read, we find out that there were what? 85% of these plants in the island of what? Madagascar. So it means that there are more in Madagascar. Now let's take a look at the next question. The other question says what? Capturing the smell is one of the most important things for creating new aroma. Capturing the smell. So our keyword here will be what? Capturing the smell. They said creating what? Aroma. For creating, don't forget, creating what? New aroma. You also what? Underline it. So what will be our target keyword? Our target keyword is what? Most important thing. Most what? Important thing. Now let's check the passage. Okay, let's check the passage. Aroma. Okay. Let's check the passage. Oh, look at this. This is what? New aroma. So that means that we need to read this sentence from here to here. So let me bold it. Okay, let's check whether we will see aroma again. Let's check whether we'll see aroma again. Okay, it seems there is no aroma in this place. Now let's go back to the question and read. The question says, capturing the smell is one of the most important things for creating new aroma. Now if you go back to where we just understood, they said with some simple technology borrowed from pollution monitoring industry, a fair amount of ingenuity, the perfume author bagged 20 promising new aroma in the Madagascar rainfall. So can you see now that this statement is entirely different from this question? So there is no place, and even if you go through the whole of this paragraph, you will not even see a place that they said capturing the smell is one of the most important things for creating new aroma. So the answer here is totally not given. The answer here is what? Not giving. Okay. Now let's answer question 22. The technique the hunter used to trap fragrant molecules is totally out of their ingenuity. The technique the hunter used to trap fragrant molecule is totally out of their ingenuity. Now, what are the scanning keyword now? Technique, you underline, then trap fragrant molecule, you underline, then don't forget they say totally what? Out of their ingenuity. So here is also one of the keyword, ingenuity. So let's read now. The technique the hunter used to trap fragrant molecule is totally out of their ingenuity. So our target keyword is what? Totally out. That is our what? Target keyword. So now let's look for the exact sentence that has the keyword we have what? Underlined. Okay. Let's check. Let's check trap. Can we see trap? Okay. Oh, I see technique here. Underline it. I've seen trap here. I will underline it. Okay. So let's read from here, and I've seen two keywords here. So let me see whether it relates to that particular statement. Now, let's go back to the question. The question says, the technique the author used to trap fragrant molecule is totally out of their ingenuity. Now let's go back to the place we just underlined. Let's read. With most flower or fruit, the author used a technique originally designed to trap and identify air pollution. Let's read ahead. The technique itself is relatively simple. A glass bear jar of flax is fitted over the flower. The fragrant molecule is trapped in the head space and can be extracted by pump to air over the series of filter, which absorb different type of volatile molecules. So let's stop here. Now if you look at the question says the technique the hunter used to trap fragrant molecule is totally out of equanimity. Is totally out of what? Equanimity. But yeah, they told us that this technique used originally designed to trap air pollutants. It is not to trap fragrant molecule. It is to trap what? To identify air pollutants. So you can see now that even though they made mention of fragrant molecule, but the main aim is for what? Is for air pollutants. That is what this technique is designed for. Although in the process of trapping the air pollutant, that is where the fragrant molecule will also be water. But the main aim of this is what? Air pollutant. So that's why this answer here is false. False. So the answer here is what? False. Now let's take a look at the last question. Most customers prefer the perfume made of substance extracted from musk eye gland of animal. So what are our scanning keyword? Customer, musk eye gland of animal, then perfume. Although the main thing here, the main keyword here is what? Most eye gland of animal. So let's see, and then customer. Let's see whether we'll be able to see anything relating to that in the passage. Okay. Let's see whether we'll see anything related to it. Those keywords in the passage. Okay, it's not in this paragraph. So let's check this paragraph D. That we see anything related to those keywords. Okay, we are checking. Oh, yes, I've seen musk. Can you see it now? Yeah, we've seen musk now. So now let's underline this place and then read. Okay. Let's scan for other place whether we'll see anything related to those keywords again, because it's good you check thoroughly. You check thoroughly, because that one, once you check, you will not be hurried to pick what? An answer. You check thoroughly. Okay, you check thoroughly. Okay, now we couldn't find those keywords in this place. So now that we have underlined this particular sentence, let's go back to the question and read. Most customers prefer the perfume made of substance extracted from musk gland of animal. most gland of animal. Okay, now let's go back to that place we just read. They said, but it is also meant of something the fragrant industry has learned to live without costurum, a substance extracted from most gland of beaver, and once a key ingredient of perfume. So you can see now that this particular statement did not even make reference to what? Customer. Though there was a substance that was extracted from most gland of an animal, but they never made mention of customer prefer the perfume. There is nowhere they made mention of or they make any reference to customer preferring perfume. So that's why this particular place will be what? Not giving. So you can see how easy it is for me to what? Identify those sentences from the passage using the keyword. You can see it. How I identify what? Those sentences from the passage. It makes the job easy for me. And you can see how I didn't read everything. I didn't read the whole passage. This is what you need to what? Master before you write your exam. Mastery this technique make it easy for you. And there is one good thing about true false not giving. You find that the answers follows order. This was where we found number one answer. This was where we found the second answer. You see that it's below it. They are always sequential. So this is how to resolve the true false not giving. Thank you. So another video will be coming up. Please, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, make sure you subscribe to it, because we are still going to treat more questions on this particular question type. The more questions you do or we do, the more you are going to what? Understand it the most. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.